Good morning, everyone. It's me, Jordan Thomas, reporting live from Union County College in Cranford, New Jersey. This video will be talking about the Mets and their recent poor stretch of the season, and they're 3-7 in their last 10 games to put them at 15-15 for the season. Yesterday, let's not cut to the chase here. The Mets were robbed. That was clearly an obstruction. That's just bad. They reviewed it too in the off, and the fact that they didn't overturn that call is just brutal. But before I rip on the officials, I want to just explain why are the Mets not doing good, or why they're not doing as well as they are. To describe this Mets season in a word, a roller coaster. They started 0-5, where they could not get a hit. They couldn't hit if a kitchen sink was thrown in their direction. It was that bad. And the pitching was not good either for that first couple games. So they go 0-5, get swept by the Brewers, lose 2 out of 3 to the Tigers. And then after that, they win 12 of their last 15. You're like, okay, this is getting good. This is okay. This is getting somewhere. After you win the first 2 in LA, then they lost 3 of the last 4 on that road trip to finish 3-3. A good road trip. 3-3 is a good West Coast trip. But the point is, and then they come home and lay an egg against the Cardinals, the last place division team in the NL Central, where we left 1,000 runners on base, which is just terrible. And then we lost 2 of the first 3 to the Cubs. And the Mets lost a tough one yesterday, 1-0, where that was clearly obstruction, robbed us of any opportunity to tie the game whatsoever. But we had other opportunities to win that game. We were 0-5 with runners in scoring position yesterday. 0-5. This has been the common theme of why the Mets, when they struggled, and why they've lost 7 of their last 10. They've left runners on base. The pitching can't be any better. Butto, once again, gave us 6 quality outings, give up 1 run, and that's all he gives up. You can't pitch much better than that. The offense at some point got to step up. They got to step up to the plate and hit runners in scoring position. In their last 10 games, the Mets are a combined 9 for 68 with runners in scoring position. 9 for freaking 68. So that means you've left 59 runners on base. Just terrible. That's just not going to get it done, honestly. We should have won yesterday's game. We had many opportunities to score. Should have won the Monday game. But once again, 1 run on 3 hits, and the 1 run you get was on a solo home run in the first inning. The first inning, then you can't score the rest of the way. And mind you, Severino pitches one of his best outings as a Met. Gives you 8 great innings. 8 innings, 1 run. That's all he gives up. And we had a brain fart with Bader not throwing home to the plate, which could have cut off that run. Just terrible. And then Katana gives you 8 strong innings, but the Mets got the win Tuesday. Should have won yesterday, but they could not fail to score runners in scoring position. Now that I've ripped on the Mets enough, that obstruction call is a bunch of that call. The fact that they called that out, that is BS. That is ridiculous. That is clearly obstruction. What's the point of having a replay center and having a rule of obstruction if you're not actually going to enforce it? You can't block the plate, and that is exactly what the Cubs catcher did. He blocked the plate and didn't give Pete Alonso an angle to the plate, which is why he couldn't get his hand in there. And this is why I say you shouldn't. The replay officials should not decide the play. It should be the on-field officials. They should decide the play, because I've seen too many cases where they look at the review and they get the official review from Secaucus, and they get it wrong. What is the point of having a review if you're still going to get the wrong call? It makes no sense to me. They got to fix that. They need to fix it. And I don't want to hear the excuse like, oh, but we want to speed up the game. What's the point of speeding up the game if you're still going to get the call wrong? And I'm not just saying this because I'm a Met fan, but I've seen this happen too often in baseball and sports in general. If you're not going to get the call right, then don't have a review. It's really that simple. I don't understand, why are we constantly having these issues? It makes no sense to me. But now that I've gotten that off my chest and I've let people know how I feel, the Mets got a game today, last game of the homestand. They at least need to win today against the Cubs to at least split the series with the Cubs and finish 3-4 before they go on this road trip. And they want to finish this homestand at least above 500. It's been a roller coaster of a homestand where they've lost 2 out of 3, really should have won 2 out of 3, but the third game they barely won, but they needed it because they didn't want to get swept. They were 0 for 16 with runners. No, they were 1 for 16 with runners in scoring position. If it wasn't for Bader getting the hit down to their final strike and Mark Vientos coming up clutch with the home run, we would have lost that game. And then we've lost 2 out of 3 in this series. But hopefully the Mets win today to at least split the series with the Cubs. You don't want to lose this series. So thank you everyone for listening to my Mets rant and always listening to me. It's me, Jordan Thomas, saying have a good day everyone, and let's go Mets, baby!